This is 12th Man Up. Hope you guys are all having a great weekend. We were wrong about Pete Carroll. We were all wrong about him. Do you guys remember last season when we used to all say fire Pete and we were terrible? And now we're looking really good and Pete Carroll's getting a ton of praise. We weren't criticizing Russ at all last season. We thought, you know what, he's just doing everything he can. And now, look at where we are now. Everyone's criticizing Russell Wilson in Denver. And the media has no problem praising the Seahawks and Pete Carroll, even after what they said about them going into this season. I was looking back at a couple of videos I did before the season started, and it's crazy what some of these broadcasters were saying. And I gotta say them. So Max Kellerman stated, it can't be. They cannot be letting Drew Lock or Geno Smith starting this season. I mean, they thought, you know what, they're just purposely going to plummet. There's no way they're going to start Geno Smith. Colin Coherd, this team sucks. Worst team in the league not named Atlanta. No leader. Do you hear that? Oh, that's right. Nothing. They're saying nothing now. And look, I was wrong about this too. I thought, you know what? We should get rid of Pete. We should get a new young coach. This is how the league is now, and we should keep Russ and build around him. And I didn't love the way we were drafting in the past several years, so I thought, you know what, let's get rid of John Schneider too. But it's crazy how much has changed. Pete Carroll has been fantastic this season. He's been fantastic in developing players. He's been fantastic in his play calling, spreading the ball around. And his trust in Geno is honestly putting Geno in the spotlight to be a Pro Bowl. And whatever he saw in him is something that we all missed. All of us missed it. Because he's been fantastic this season. And he's on track to be Coach of the Year, Pete Carroll. So you got to give him a lot of credit. And I don't think people are talking about this enough. Pete Carroll deserves a lot of praise. And he's on a mission. And I hope he can take this team far because the future is bright for us. Our rookies have been amazing this year. And our defense so far has really stepped it up. One thing that I could say is I want to see throughout the season our players develop. And I'm really starting to see that, especially in our pass rush. Our pass rush was struggling a lot, against like the Lions and the Saints. But then we played against Kyler Murray and the Cardinals, and we were really getting after him. We were looking really good. And of course, I forgot to play that. I'm a genius. Okay. Anyways, we did good on our pass rush against the Cardinals, and then we did the same against Justin Herbert and the Chargers. The one thing that we did struggle with is containing the quarterback. And that's something I'm going to talk about against this Giants game. But continuing on with the Chargers, that Chargers game was almost a complete game overall. And we did good. Geno Smith looked good. Ken Walker looked fantastic running the ball. I didn't think he was going to play this well. I thought he would have a good run here and there, but I didn't expect it to be as consistent as it was. So kudos to him. And here we go. We're about to play the Giants. They barely beat the Jaguars last week, 23-17. The Jaguars threw the ball to the 1-yard line and couldn't get it over, and the Giants were able to pull away with the win. I think we could do better than the Jaguars did. So let's talk about a couple of key things going into this game. Now, first off, it's going to be at home. I think the 12th man is just going to come alive in this game with the way we're playing. Their cornerbacks are actually pretty strong defensively. They were stopping the pass a lot that week, especially in the end zone. And if there's one thing that we do struggle with, it's when we are in the red zone, getting that ball in. So we did good at that last week. So hopefully Geno Smith can spread that ball around to our tight ends and confuse that defense. But one key thing about this Giants defense is they are actually the worst in the NFL with yards per carry. Last week against the Jaguars, they gave up an average of 8 yards per carry. So Ken Walker should have a day for himself. And this is what the Seahawk formula is. So I expect a lot from our offense for this game. Now, moving on to the Giants offense themselves, it's the same thing. They love running the ball. The run game is everything for them. And kudos to both Barkley and Jones. They're both looking fantastic. Barkley coming off all of his injuries. He's looking really good, and he's helping me out in fantasy, so I don't mind that at all. And Daniel Jones, this was his prove it or lose it season, and he's been playing really well. Hasn't been fumbling the ball as much, setting up the play action, and scrambling, running the ball. He's been fantastic. So we have to contain Saquon Barkley really early in this game, force Daniel Jones to throw the ball a lot more. Jones last week, he was really good when it came to running it. He rushed for over 100 yards last week. So he's another one of those quarterbacks that likes to run the ball. And this has been our biggest struggle. So obviously as a team, we know this going into the game. So if we could find out a way to contain this, that would be fantastic. And I have a lot of faith in this team. I think we're going to be able to pull this out at home. I do. I think the Giants, they are a good team, but they have been getting lucky in certain situations. If our pass rush can get after Daniel Jones, we could be effective. And hopefully Tariq Woolen and the boys in the back end can put up some damage. And Geno Smith, if Geno Smith plays the same way he's playing, Ken Walker puts up some numbers, I don't see how we don't win this game. So I have us winning 24-13 going into this game. I'm excited, and go Hawks, guys. Have a good weekend.